Alright, I'm doing a mukbang for YouTube video. This is for YouTube video. So now I'm gonna make like I'm doing a YouTube video for, let me try to act like it. Look, this phone, I'm about to knock it over. Alright. So like, look at all the food I got. Look at this sandwich. Look how good. Look. Ooh, look. They're so hot. I'm so hungry. No. This is a live eating. I'm so hungry. The food tastes so good. Whenever I eat these foods, the sausage tastes so salty or something. Then it like makes me more hungry. All the food makes me more hungry. Look at this piece of, look at this food right here. Look how good. Doesn't it just look just so good? Look at it. Look how good. Look how good. Look at the sausage. Look at the sausage. Look. The food is good, and then having it with the tomato. I'll give this to the doggy. But I just didn't want to give her too much cheese. I think she can have it. I always put this here. See, now when I do the mukbangs, then I start messing with the food. I should have got dipping sauce. I don't know what it says. I feel like I feel so bad. I feel like I'm acting for a YouTube video. No, look, I'm about to eat some of this. Hopefully it tastes good. Ooh, no, I like this dressing, but ooh, it tastes like shocking and stuff to have with it. Ooh, it would taste shocking. I'll try it. It's gonna taste shocking, like. Look, that's from the tomato. Oh my god. No, I'm gonna put a little bit more of the sauce. Me doing this video is unbelievable. Ooh, look how good looking this looks. Ooh, this looks just unbelievable. I don't know what to do. Now, like, this is what the plate looks like. I like to eat up all the food all at once and stuff, but I don't know how to do it. Because these food is good. I gotta check on this dog. Ooh, come here. Ooh, like, no, like, the food is really good and everything. Cause I like to combine the food and eat it all together. Then it all tastes good on its own and stuff. Like yesterday, I made ramen noodles. They tasted shocking, but they low-key took. If it was like roast chicken ramen noodles, I made a dish about it, and it was good. But it would have been better if it had more roast chicken flavor. That flavor wasn't even tasted that much really. So, but even still, the food was really good or whatever that I ate. I'm not trying to cuss or sound bad or anything. But, like, it was just really good. And then I had it with popsicle. But then that's when I had, like, an explosion. And it could have been from the popsicle. Yeah, so like, ooh, it tastes really good. It actually didn't taste as like salt like tasting. Maybe because I didn't have eat it so hot. But like they used to, I don't know. Maybe it was just these two sausages this time. Ooh, Coco, come on. The dog steps in her food bowl sometimes and in her water bowl. Just for a second. Aww. But I did have marijuana gummy. I gotta point that out and stuff. So, but I had some marijuana gummy yesterday. So I can only assume like it's like what I said like last year kind of to myself, I think. Like when it seems like if the marijuana seems like psychotic. I don't know if this is true or not, but this is how true for how I've been feeling. But I don't know if that would be true if it was a whole bunch of people existing out. But for me, when I had a marijuana, every time I would be different. I don't know what will happen for how I'll feel. So I just think, what do I have to eat for when I get hungry? And think about what I might want to have to eat. That's really what goes on. And right now I'm laying on the couch because I've been on my period and everything. And when I'm on my period, sometimes, usually, I might not feel that good when I first get my period. When I'm first on my period. But now, if it's any like weird energy stuff, ultimately now how I feel about it, I wouldn't argue the stuff, unless it's the other stuff that I keep thinking about and stuff, which I'm not gonna say. 'Cause I don't want to argue and stuff. But I still think for certain thinkings and stuff. But now I wouldn't argue that with myself, and I wouldn't argue it to somebody else. But certain things just have seemed a certain way. Then it just seems like, well, will something happen? And even when I smoke marijuana, what it is, I think when the marijuana is like, maybe can make somebody feel like warm and somebody's really like feeling like they've got the marijuana in like a warm way, like they's eating a cookie. Somebody could probably always feel that they's gonna feel good from smoking the marijuana. Somebody would probably feel warm. But when I had a marijuana, I'd feel good, but I feel like more so psychotic and stuff. It's more so a psychotic for psychotic purposes to have it. So I'm not thinking I'm having it being like, oh yeah, let me get it. That hasn't been like the energy attitude that I get in. And then even still, even if I listen to rap music, the marijuana is still like psychotic or whatever. But that is something that can probably still happen now. But when I have the small bites, I'm not thinking like, I'm not trying to think ain't nothing happening. When I had a small bites, I know it's good and stuff. When I had a small bites of the marijuana. But now, like, I used to do a whole bunch of these videos, and now I think I was doing a whole bunch of these videos. Now I gotta think, what the hell? Now that's what I'm thinking. I used to do talking videos a little. Now I've like stopped, but I've noticed that. I said, dang, I don't know what to say. what do I have to say? But if I ever think to make a video, I would try to do it probably. But only if I feel like doing it and stuff. Ever. But not arguing. Not arguing doing it. Or arguing of it. I don't know. Now I feel like I'm being annoying or whatever talking about this now. I done had marijuana. But now I feel like I don't know what else to say or whatever. Well, now I can just try to think to say anything now. But what it is, I'm making a video and stuff. But I've been made videos, now I'm just thinking about the videos I've supposed to have been made already. And thinking, dang, I made all the videos and stuff. But somebody probably has seen some of my videos. There has to at least be one person ever. Even probably. So if somebody, because I will probably put this on a computer. Look how my teeth are looking. Years ago, it was just a small, tiny space. It was just very small. I don't know what's gonna go on. What gonna go on? Wow, what gonna go on? 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 What going 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 on? What go on? What go on? What gonna go on? What gonna go on? No, one of the most for shockingest things, if ever, is shocking tour, island tour, for sure. Shocking tour. I don't care. Somebody would have to do something like that. Then somebody would have to say something or something. They're gonna have to do care tourism. We care tours. We care tourism. What about because we care tourism? What about So Good Tourism Company? There's got to be a tourism company, So Good Tourism. But now, tourism and everything can be explored and stuff. Like, what does that really mean now? What could that really mean and stuff? Because even if somebody has an idea about it, that's already pretty shocking. But somebody can still continue to think what could happen. Because then somebody could think, oh, well, maybe that's it or something. But what else or something? What if somebody said, what if something else could even go on still? Because something could already seem like it's already good. But maybe it could be even better to continue to grow about it. So it's like food. Food is already good, but somebody gonna know everything gonna go on. Then that will happen. So that's really what it really is. It's more so about everything that's gonna go on is probably really gonna go on. And that's really just gonna be that. So that's why things is being talked about still, or probably. Maybe. But what it is, I know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about secret talks, secret talkings. So now I'll put in the description, secret talkings. but I'll put hashtag cosmic intelligence, then I'll put hashtag secret talkings. So now I'm adding more descriptions. So that could be something of an update if there's anything to do with me for real. An actual energy update for myself. This is probably true. Energy update, but look how big I've gotten. Look how look how big I've gotten. What about We Care Tours, So Good Tourism? Because We Care Tourism Company. We are so good. Tourism. They gonna have to have that. We are so good because the people is gonna be tourism. So they can have that. So somebody already know maybe there's visual scenic tourism for the nature, but there's also scenic tourism for people's living physically with arms and eyeballs and mouths and lips, like in that way to say people. So but somebody can say people are down with nature, right, and are nurturing. So that is all true. I'm just trying to say examples, just do example talkings. So they're gonna have to have We Are So Good tourism. Look at that dog. Look. The dog's been acting so shocking. The dog could have always been a certain way, and maybe now I'm just seeing. But I'm really like looking after the dog, and the dog knows that, and then the dog is just shocking. But I love the little doggy, and I know I love the dog. I love Coco, the puppy. But I have to like watch out for the dog. But this salad dressing, what it is, like the flavor tastes shocking. Like I don't even know what it says and stuff. It says creamy French dressing. So it just tastes like vegetables. It tastes like creamed vegetables that maybe does have onions. Yeah, so like, and maybe it does have the tomatoes also. So maybe it does have what it shows in the pictures. But to me, it just tastes really shocking. But it still tastes good and stuff. But it does smell how it look. Shocking. They're gonna have to put a Whole Foods across the street from Walmart. That would be good. That's a lot of jobs. Because now people work them jobs, they're gonna have them jobs realistically. Some of these jobs, probably. But now the stuff, that radar stuff is like a happy pill thing. So now the stuff is like gonna be like different or whatever. So I don't know, but what it is, I've been trying to guess stuff and stuff, which makes the stuff not funny. If I might would try to guess what's going on. That's why the stuff probably ain't funny or whatever. I'll think for horror. That ain't fake or whatever. I don't know when this stuff started happening. I just started thinking horror stuff. But that shit is not fake or whatever. But I've been saying that. I done said that out though. No, that's not funny and stuff. Now the squeaking sounds is the bats, if they can be heard. They's going crazy right now. But see, doing this video on the phone stuff ain't good or whatever. Cause I was gonna put the phone away and stuff. Oh, hell no. because I was getting on the phone and I said, oh, hell no, let me fucking put the phone on a charger. Because it's so shocking or whatever. That shit would probably still be true even if the phones was regular or whatever. So something is going on shocking. I don't know what the hell going on. What go on? What go on? No, what did I just say or whatever? Yeah, no, when I had a marijuana, like now when I'm on the phone, now I feel like, damn, I'm on the phone. Oh, God. That's how I'm feeling, like holy shit and stuff. But not horrible? I don't know. Well, now I'm gonna guess anything to say. What the hell? Now I'm gonna guess anything to say ever. What could I say right now? What am I gonna say at all? Yeah, the marijuana is like psychotic and stuff. Cause I had a lot of fucking gummy and I said a prayer. I said, well, I'm having a gummy. Then I said, oh, I had a gummy, it's good. Marijuana gummy? No, then I'll say, oh, I had a marijuana gummy, it was good. Then I said, oh yeah, the marijuana gummy does happen. Like I might feel a little more of a bigger feeling after. So then I said, oh yeah. But now I don't know. Now I'm not saying like, oh, whatever. Like stressing it maybe. That's what I'm trying to say. The marijuana is like psychotic and stuff now. So somebody got to hold the hell on. That shit is probably not fake. No, I prepare myself and stuff. I just think, damn, how shocking will I feel? Let me be prepared to hold on or something. Now I'm thinking like shocking, like psychotic stuff that's like for horror. But I wouldn't argue it still with anybody. I would think, dang, what's going on or whatever. Maybe I don't want to think horror or stuff. Now I'm starting to think about if there's gonna be racism. Racism. Now when I say that word, I gotta think, is that word, am I going insane? Racism. But I'm not saying this stuff up. I'm not doing it. What it is, I could say I'm having a marijuana, and these are different thoughts that are popping up in my brain and stuff when I'm having a marijuana. So then I start thinking about racism. Racism. So whatever the stuff is, it ain't gonna be funny. The racism. There's already the racism stuff or whatever. Somehow now in the horror world now. So now somehow that hasn't happened, which is horrible. So now there's racism stuff, which is not good or whatever. So now even if ain't nobody ever argued the stuff, now people could or whatever. Then somebody said they didn't do it before or whatever. Now everybody gonna argue? Or not. That's why the stuff ain't funny or whatever. Then somebody just start guessing for horror stuff. That's what I do. I just start guessing for horror. Horror. I just start saying anything. That shit is not funny. Then I would think, damn, what the hell? Then I would think, am I even cussing or not? Is that cussing? What the hell? Then I could think, what the hell? Then I could think it do sound like I am cussing, but then I could just start guessing for horror stuff. I can say anything horror stuff, but I can still say I'm guessing horror stuff. But I don't know if the stuff gonna go good. I don't know what gonna go on. But this is supposed to be from out of Palm Bay. Palm Bay. Palm Bay. But what it is, even if there has not been a population, now I wouldn't want to think I would have to argue up any people's stuff or whatever. The only thing that would not be good is racism. Then anybody would say, oh yeah, that would not be funny. But I still wouldn't want to argue anybody's living life if they exist or whatever. But I haven't been around any people and stuff, and the computer stuff has not been what the stuff has, how I have always seen the stuff. So they done changed the stuff up. So now the stuff ain't good. So hopefully that is not funny. Hopefully there won't be any racism stuff. Because now if it's the racism, I don't know what to say. Then that don't even sound threatening. Then that don't sound funny to think though or whatever. Especially now I feel horror energy and from having the marijuana and stuff. So me saying that is not funny. But now that stuff junk stuff is the racism stuff. So I don't know what the hell's going on with the racism people things. But I just said, forget about it. Just take all the marijuana. I started to just take some more marijuana, but I try to relax my energy flow. But when stuff seems too shocking or whatever, I wonder like what the hell's going on or whatever. I don't know what the hell's going on. But whatever it is, it's probably because of my Money God 666 character. Money God 666. But I don't know. Then even still, that would be very shocking. Shocking. So good tours. So good tourism. So good tourism tour. Now that is good. This stuff is just gonna be over. No, I don't know. I would tell somebody, even if it's horror, I don't know what to do or whatever. No, I'm gonna have to get out of here now. But they gonna bring the stuff back. Not funny. I knew the stuff was gonna be through. Damn. Whatever the horror stuff is already going on somehow now. So now when people's energy spirit stuff out is gonna turn for racism. Racism? Now I don't know if I said that in the right tone or not. Racism. The racism? No, I don't know what's gonna go on. No, some people's gonna go insane and stuff. Some people gonna go insane soon. They gonna have no, but what it is now is too much or whatever. Somebody could try to stress that or whatever to somebody truly and stuff, and then think for that. Then one day somebody will hear what somebody's saying or whatever. That's why now the stuff is not funny now. I would still say that or whatever, but I could think I don't have to argue anything I'm saying, even if I didn't know what the hell I was saying. Even if I could think, what am I talking about? But I feel so shocking, I wouldn't even try to fucking figure out, am I saying that up or whatever? Now, I sure as fuck don't know if somebody would understand what I'm saying. But what it is, somebody could probably understand if I'm trying to say something for real. Somebody could probably feel that for real. So even if somebody could, even if like what I was saying sound like, or like I'm taking a deep breath, and it just seems like that, that's because everything I'm saying is shocking and stuff. So I don't know what the hell's gonna go on. What the hell gonna go on? So that's why I'm trying to like relax or whatever. This stuff ain't gonna be funny. I gotta get out of here now. This horror stuff. This stuff is over. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here now. I don't know what's gonna go on. I hope the dog don't pee. If the dog pee, that's a lot or whatever, to try to clean up the dog. If the dog pee on the floor and stuff for how I feel. No, because I took hella marijuana. No, it's too shocking and stuff, the marijuana. They would probably put news reports out or something. Because now if somebody has marijuana, it would have to cause things to happen now or whatever in a tremendous way. So in the same sense as if somebody is gonna like, if somebody punched a hand on a wall, if somebody were to punch their hand on a wall, that would hurt. Probably. So somebody would maybe only do it once or twice if they was to just do it for whatever reason. Even if somebody just ever did that, somebody would feel that, and they would feel that they just had done that or something. So, but the marijuana is to compare it to like that example. So now somebody would have to try to say that example even more, maybe. I just set that up as much as I just did because the marijuana is more so psychotic for real. That's why it's not funny, because it's really psychotic now. Psychotic marijuana. This is probably a warning, but I don't know if it's anybody living and stuff. But what it is, the marijuana is psychotic. But there's bats in the house. What it is now, I done took marijuana gummy. I done took a lot of the marijuana gummy. Yeah, and it's supposed to be from out of Palm Bay. Palm Bay? Yeah, the stuff is just not funny or whatever. Some of the stuff now is suspicious or whatever. Whatever it is, it's like the light code lockdown stuff. Oh, oh my God. Oh. Oh. Something is not gonna be funny. Now anything could happen. Anything realistically now could go on. No, I don't know. Yeah, the game again and thing. Game again. Wow. Now that ain't good. No, now they gonna have the stuff not good or whatever with the stuff. I don't know what the hell the stuff gonna go or whatever, but it ain't gonna be good. Whatever. No, this stuff ain't gonna be good or whatever. The racism people gonna look so horrible. Ain't nobody gonna even look at the things. Cause they will look horrible. Then somebody will say, are they even alive? And that is not fake. Now then somebody don't know, did that mean they'll look good or bad? And even if anybody ever said anything like that, that would have to not be funny. So I don't know what the hell gonna go on. No, what has happened is they said this stuff was going into a completely different time period. So there's been some type of shocking ass whatever stuff. So I'm not gonna stress any thinkings that I might be having. Cause like the marijuana is not funny and stuff. I don't know what's gonna go on or whatever. Whatever it is, the stuff has probably been going on or whatever, but it is not. Because I don't know what the hell's going on. What the hell? Then even if, what about anything ever? I never had to stress this stuff or whatever. What the hell? What the hell am I supposed to guess or whatever? I don't know what to do or whatever. It's a work smart, not hard thing. Work smart, not hard things. I don't know, whatever. Forget about it. Oof. Now I feel like, oh God. Now I'm feeling, oh God. So, like, this video is going to be audio. So, audio recording. That's just not fake. I don't fucking feel good right now or whatever. It's too much sugar shock stuff. I'm not fucking feeling good or whatever. I feel so shocking. see I'm going in like sugar shock and stuff. But now like the energy somehow hasn't happened. What I'm thinking about is not funny, and I'm not gonna say this stuff out loud. So I'm thinking it up in my brain, and this is not fake. So I'm thinking, does one word, is it more worse than the other word? And the one word I do think is horrible, but the one other word do seem more horrible. And it kind of does. If I'm being honest, and now, well, my opinion on the other word is not fake. I think that's beyond horrible. I think it's awful. But the other word saying is seem more horrible. The one other word seem more horrible. It just does automatically, because I would think the word wouldn't be qualified even still a little bit for the stuff or whatever. Because ain't nothing ever happened or whatever. Then ain't none of the people from out the one country, they's not even in the country area. So it doesn't make any sense, even if the shit never existed or whatever. So now the one word saying is the worst and stuff, which is the worst probably, which is horrible. So the one video when I came back from the Circles of Care place, the one country thing is the worst country thing ever. So there ain't no videos on the fucking computer I would want to even look up or whatever for the stuff. But I already did and stuff. And I was like, oh, whatever and stuff. I was like, oh, alright, whatever. But now this stuff is like for racism and stuff. So I'm not even going to say this stuff off. Now the shit don't even seem serious or whatever. I said, is the stuff over or not? That's what I said earlier today. And if somebody has me going insane about a whole bunch of stuff. No, I knew Out Here is for horror. I said, what in the world is going on? Please, Jehovah God, I believe in you, God. Please keep me safe. I feel nervous. Please, Jehovah, continue to bless me, God, and keep me safe. Amen. No, I took a lot of marijuana gummy. That's not funny. Like, it's gonna take hours and hours for me to fucking feel relaxed and stuff. I would just say I took the fucking Vraylar medicine. I feel too shocking or whatever to be at one of them place things. That shit ain't good for how the things act or whatever. But now they got the things like they'll go insane horrible or whatever. So all them things was Puerto Ricans. Yeah, that shit ain't good. They was all Puerto Rican. So that was the one thing kid thingy. So that's the newbie thing. They's newbie now. So newbie is gonna be somebody. Who is gonna be newbie? Who's it gonna be? Newbie? No, who the hell is gonna be newbie? Newbie? But newbie ain't gonna have no private parts. So somebody would still want to be newbie. For how the stuff gonna be or whatever. But newbie would be the racism thing. So who wanna be newbie? That's gonna be the stuff. But the stuff is gonna be horror stuff gonna go on. You can forget about it. So worst things is Puerto Ricans ever. So that's why the one thing's gone. Wow. And the other things, they's all Puerto Ricans. But now they stuff is over. So they just gonna feel they're gonna try to do whatever now or whatever. So now it could be Puerto Ricans or whatever, but they would not be able to attack anybody. So now they'll be deemed like they's not threatening anymore. But I don't know what the hell's going on. This would only be if it was horror stuff. I'm putting this on the fucking YouTube. I don't give a fuck or whatever. No, I don't even know if it did a part 3 or 6 or 7. No, because I've been having like horror scenes and stuff that I ain't never thought of ever. And I've been seeing scary stuff that I never argued up ever. I've been seeing that in like dreams and stuff. But I've been seeing it like not funny. That's why I'm not arguing. Oh, hell no. No, I've been seeing scary ass stuff. I'm not saying this stuff up. Wow. Whatever it is, if there could be like an energy, I guess, somehow, like, over the house, if that person was actually living, if I was to think, is they living or not, and let me not think negative, let me think maybe it's been horror stuff, and I'll think they's living, then I'll just say the stuff is in deep horror or whatever, for whatever reason. Even if that person was still in a like whole lockdown thing. No, I don't know. Now the stuff seemed like how stuff was years ago. Puerto Rican. Yeah, now the Puerto Ricans is for racism and stuff. But if I said I'm not Puerto Rican and I don't want to be Puerto Rican, then the Puerto Rican could want to kill me. They could want to do that. But would that happen? That's what I'm saying. That's why I wouldn't want to argue stuff, because that shit seem horrible or whatever, even still. To think that would happen or whatever, then somebody could think, oh, hell no. What the hell? That's why I don't have to argue up any fuck shit or whatever. Or argue with anybody. Then I looked at that Castle Rock show. I had to fucking made a fucking video and said I looked at that show or whatever already and stuff. But I might not have. But what it is, like the marijuana, like how I feel now is like marijuana rocks bottom. Which is like marijuana has hit the marijuana rock. Like the marijuana is like hitting me fully. And I know it's from the marijuana. So I know it's like deep psychotic. How I do get when I smoke the marijuana to cuss and stuff. It'd be like, oh hell no. Oh hell no. But even if that shit is not fake or whatever, what the hell? Now I'm getting like, if I smoke marijuana, but how I already get if I'm smoking it or not, I don't know. The marijuana must be psychotic marijuana. The marijuana has to be some type of psychotic marijuana now. No, what it is if somebody has the marijuana, because after somebody can be alert and everything and be able to like listen and stuff for real. But like when somebody has it, like I can't even think about what somebody's saying or whatever. Damn, and like I gotta try to look at the football game and stuff. I want to try to look at that, but if I feel too shocking or whatever from the marijuana, I can't even look at the stuff because it looks too shocking looking. It scares me horrible. Then I say, what the hell's going on? But that's if I had a marijuana. Oh my god. Stuff ain't gonna be good. So yeah, like this video is still like just going on and I'm not saying anything. But now I just said something, so somebody could get scared or whatever from that, probably. But I'm thinking about like a lot of stuff and everything. But the stuff seems scary and like I feel so shocking to feel like to move around to go outside, but I know being outside feels good. But I'm just gonna try to be comfy right here. So the video could cut off and stuff. So I don't know. So now now I don't know like if I'll look back at this and think, oh, do I feel like even watching the video? It feels scary and stuff. Oh my god, like my fear just like I just gotta relax it. Hmm. But now I feel too shocked and stuff. Like I feel like, oh god. So thankfully I ate good food, but I'm not gonna eat no sugar food. I feel shocking. I'd rather just hold on, squeeze my body, squeeze up. So now, but now the worst thing is have to stay the one name stuff. I don't know. What the hell? What's the decision? You think it's still decision still? What if it was final decision examples? No, the stuff could still be too shocking still. I could still just say it's just been final decision examples. I don't know. Now then somebody don't have to stress the stuff. What the hell? All I'm doing is guessing. But there could be something that might would happen from me guessing, which might not be fake. It might not be fake. So I'll say this is final decision. Example, guessing. This, what it is now, those people over there moved out or whatever. Those are supposed to be like the top like racism people things ever. So they act like they left or whatever. So they're gonna have to not do that or whatever. They're gonna have to be back over in the area. No, now them people things would have to move back in that area way. But I told the one hoe, I said, oh, I said, it seemed like they have left or whatever. Oh my God. No, I told that one lady hoe, I said the people may like they left or whatever. But forget about that. That's what I'm trying to say. But now there could be racism for real now. So I could be saying, forget about the stuff, forget about it. But now it could be racism now. Because I was just going to say, forget about the stuff or whatever. But now it's going to be the racism stuff. That's the most horror stuff ever. And that's just still not fake. And nobody should think that shit's not fake or whatever. It's the most horror stuff ever. And that is not funny either. So for the racism people, they would feel how they would exist would be unbelievable. So they would have tremendous ups and downs and stuff. So there could be times where they might would feel like they existing and stuff out. That shit might not be fake or whatever. I don't know, cause I'm not arguing this stuff. If I'm saying like I'm not arguing, but if it was a setting and stuff, it wouldn't be funny and stuff for the people things. But they wouldn't want to think hateful stuff. Not for real. Not for if the stuff was up or whatever. Oh my God. If all the stuff was happening and stuff, nobody would be thinking hateful or whatever. But that shit is not fake or whatever. That's why the stuff now ain't gonna turn violent and stuff. It's not gonna be violent, right? Really. For real. Rawr. Rawr. But that Chicago area, they gonna have to make like they got woods and stuff out there now. I ain't never been over there and stuff. But they gonna have to make like they have wooded areas and stuff. This is not fake. They're gonna have to have woods and stuff over there or whatever. That's about it. And then they're gonna have the stuff and other stuff. They're gonna have different stuff. But they're supposed to be good and stuff. So they're gonna have it good. So they're gonna have it be good. But they're gonna have to do good or whatever. They're gonna have to make it be actually however it really is and stuff. So I don't know about over there that much and stuff. So I just do big guesses about it. But how New Jersey is good, Chicago is good, but they's in a different area and stuff. That shit is not fake, so I don't understand what type of place it is. But how New Jersey can be really nice and stuff and like calm, there can probably be good and calm and everything. That's why living there is really scary, probably. So like living out here is like shocking how it probably is to live in like the Chicago area on an energy level. Energy level. No, that shit is not fake. If I go on the US one, it is not the same as being right over here in this area. This area affects how I feel. I gotta hold on. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm sitting down and I'm holding on. So I'm just talking. But I'm not stressing what I'm saying, but I know what I'm saying is not fake. But it sounds too shocking. Too shocking. Ooh, let me put this on my head. Oh God. Where do you think it is at? I had it. It's right over here. Oof. head is so hot right now. That lady is not gonna be living. And it ain't my decision. Now, even if I could decide for the lady to live or not, that lady ain't gonna be living. No, because that's why they've done whatever with the computer stuff, and it seemed like the stuff might not be or whatever. If somebody says something or whatever, how the stuff is, that's why I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Then I could think, is that good or bad what I just said? But then I feel shocking, like, what the hell am I saying or whatever? Now I don't know if whatever I just even said, if I said out loud or whatever. But I probably did. Stuff ain't funny or whatever living out here. But now my eyeball is hurting. No, like, the marijuana is definitely, like, psychotic. Well, some of the stuff is just over. You can forget about it. No, some of the stuff might be over with or whatever. What if there was an extreme society world and somebody chose to act in their own energy way? Would other people get upset for real or not? It just depends on what everybody's wanting. That's all. Because everybody's going to talk about everything. But I think now everything's a matter of, like, what energy feeling somebody's in. For how they for real feel. Ooh, like, I feel so shocking right now. Like, I look so fat. Alright. I'm probably gonna end this video. Maybe I'll start a new one, but I'm probably gonna end the video and try to relax it a little. But I did have marijuana gummy. I feel extremely shocked, and I took a larger amount of it, and I feel unbelievable. So I don't know if people's actually buying the marijuana from the fucking stores and stuff. But if they are, I don't know what anybody would be saying or whatever. I don't know what anybody would be saying. Because if somebody take a larger amount, they're gonna feel shocked, and I don't know. That's how I feel. But I'm talking about unbelievable. It's for psychotic and stuff. But I gotta get out of here. I'm so sleepy, really. Alright, but I'm gonna try to end this video. Alright, goodbye.